It is a great privilege coming to you this day and talking to you about the fact that we are all messed up. Don't let anybody make you feel inferior because, in all honesty, we're all in this mass of mess. It is a huge mass. We met it here. We're born into it. We created it ourselves, and we're all in this together. Hi, this is your girl Lucy, and it's Family Unbox. It's a space where we talk about everything and anything that we need to talk about to support ourselves. A community where we build strength, grit, and vigor to go through life and go through it tremendously. Please like and subscribe on this channel. Share this video, leave your comments. I would like to hear from you. We're all messed up. That is the reason why there is grace in the first place. Redemption came because, for whatever reason it is, man, you and I were born into some mess. Aside the mess that we were born into, we created a whole lot of mess in the journey of our life, and it is called mistakes. Some of them, others are intentionally done by us. But if anyone out there makes you in any part of your life feel as if you're inadequate because they are adequate, it's a lie. Everybody is going through their own mess, carrying their mess. Some make it look all grandiose. Other people are open and responsible to the fact that there is a mess in their life. Other people make it look as if you have your mess and they don't have your mess. I want to talk generically about the fact that if everybody was perfect, if you were perfect and I was perfect, there wouldn't be a reason for grace. The best of you is not good enough. The best of me is not good enough. We're messed up in our minds. We're messed up in our thinking. We're messed up in our actions. We're messed up in everything we do. What burdens me even the most is the fact that most of us take up the responsibility of family, the responsibility of parenting, without being taught, without being schooled. We just got into it and we just start the journey without knowing the tools that are required. I can't say I was prepared, absolutely. I had some knowledge, but for some of the things that I met in the journey of parenting, I really did not plan them. I thought, and I was so naive, I thought when you sow seeds, you reap them. I didn't know there are ages when children become, they become grown in their mind and they want to experiment on things. Maybe because some of us didn't have that kind of experience. But the reality is, sometimes situations present themselves in a way that even though you've done all, you still see those little traits here and there that does not align to the things that you expect. Make no mistake and don't let anybody deceive you. Everybody is going through their own mess. There are great people, there are big people that we know. There are people that have done well and we know they've done well, both in the public place and in their family, and they have one child or the other get up and show some mess that they never expected. That is not to say the parents have failed. I hear a lot of discussion about parents failing and all of those. It is okay to accept the fact that some parents are not doing what they need to do. Not all. It couldn't have been all, and it can't be all. The mess we see in our society today, suffice to say that it has always been. I have people way older than me tell me that they were first abused, they were defiled by teachers, by uncles, by aunties. And I mean, people in their late 40s, in their 50s, in their 60s, people way older than me, tell me stories about how they were defiled, how they were abused by teachers, by tutors, by people that were supposed to watch over them and guard them. The reason it was not in the open is because the privilege for it to be in the open was not there. Now the privilege for it to be in the open is there. In the course of my career in Africa, I had the opportunity of working in the prevention of HIV and AIDS. We went into the interiors, into the rural areas, and we're raising peer educators that will go out and influence other educators, other peers, so that there can be a spiral knowledge on the prevention of HIV and AIDS, because it was ravaging and killing and doing a lot of things. The world had not gotten to the point where we could curb it this much. It will shock you that way back then, there were videos, there were conversations that I had with people in the community where you see children being abused. And most of the time, the hearts of the parents are broken. This didn't start today. It started many years ago, decades ago. So whatever we see today it's the approval of civilization. It is the benefit of knowledge that the internet, the social media is giving us. It's the fact that everybody has the tool, the gadgets to do the things they do. And of course, where there is a tool, the abuse of it is equally evidential. It's possible. Just like people abuse food, water, vehicles, tools, that is how this technology has been abused. A lot of people are using technology to do a lot of great things, as much as people are using technology to do a lot of bad things. If you're not there, be kind and lenient to the person that is there. If you think your life is all put together, it's fair enough. Honestly, I salute you, because we are in different phases at different times and our journeys are different. Sometimes I look at life and I say, honestly, I think some people are more favored than the others. I don't know. But one thing I know, the fingers are not the same, right? So the chances are that somebody's life is more put together than the others, and it's true. Or the other person has the wisdom to manage their life better than the other. But then, regarding parenting and the mess that we bring into our social network, sometimes it is the fault of their upbringing, agreed, and other times it is not the fault of their upbringing. It's a decision they choose to make. It's the choice they choose to take. They have decided that this is the path they want to go. People talk about peer influences. I agree there is peer influence, but I want to say that in as much as there are influences from peers, you can equally influence yourself. The first influence that anybody gets is the personal influence that they give to themselves. I am not oblivious to the things that are happening, but I'm saying that this is a voice of kindness. This is a platform of support. I understand where you are at. You might have been bashed, beaten by life, by everything. How do you balance the fact that you have to provide? You can't afford to sleep on the street. You can't afford to go naked. You have to go out there and engage yourself to give yourself fulfillment. You don't engage yourself, you're miserable. Some people, honestly, they stay at home with their children, but the quality of time is useless. I wrote an article some years ago, and I asked the question, is it better to be at home with your children 24/7 and be unhappy? Or is it better to go out there, engage yourself, and come back, spend just enough time with your children and be happy with them? Because some people stay with their children, and the kind of words they use on those kids, you don't want to imagine it. They're abusive, they talk down the children, they speak negative into the lives of the children, spiritually, psychologically, physically, emotionally. They batter those kids. Others go out there, engage life, and come back and balance it. Wherever you are, whoever is making you feel as if you are less, your child is misbehaving, or they're in a transition where things are not putting up the way you have planned it, and then people are coming at you. If you're that person, trust me, this is a voice of kindness. This is a voice of support. This is a voice of understanding. And trust me, when I say understanding, it is a voice of understanding. Maybe someday you will know what I mean by a voice of understanding. This is a voice of compassion. I know what it means to be criticized. I know what it means to take a decision and people stand against you and tell you things that you shouldn't be told. But if they know your story, if they know your journey, they'll be compassionate. Again, you don't have to know the other person's story. I think what we all have to give to one another is a hand of support. If you are someone, if you're a parent who has actually left the responsibility of raising a child, because somebody told me once that she doesn't want her children to hate her, and I smiled. I said, I hope not. If you don't want your children to hate you means you allow them do whatever they need to do, I hope not. Don't get to the point where you become too relaxed on your oars. No, don't get there. Rise up to the responsibility of the fact that you had a responsibility to do, and do it. Do what you got to do and leave the rest. I'm a believer of do all. Haven't done all to stand, just stand. I am that kind of a person. Look, I give life the kind of fight it deserves. Look, if life could speak, open its mouth and speak, life would say, you this girl, you are such a hard nut. I come, when the challenge come, I come prepared. I know my best spot. It keeps me in the right frame of mind to come attacking. I don't defend. I come attacking. I give life the kind of fight I believe is good enough. Having done all to stand, I stand. At that point, I just stand and I say, this is now left for God to do, because He can do it all. So if you're a parent and you are having a child that is giving you stress, you're not the first person. And let me address this very quickly too. People say children of broken homes or single parenthood go through those. It's a big lie. It's a fat lie. As I stand talking to you, I have memories, I have names of people that I know have integrity. They're doing well, they are married, their families are put together. Their children, one or two, at some point in life gave them tough stress. As a matter of fact, it looked like a bad case. Some of them had children, some of them had broken homes, some of them were teenage parents, but along the line, God is ready to use your mess. If God is allowed that mess, it is because He is preparing a message for you through it. And you got to just allow the message well up. You got to allow the table be prepared. I hear He will prepare a table before you in the presence of your enemy. You know what it means? It means you go through the process. There is no promise without a process. If He has told you He will do a thing, be ready, because you're going to go through the process. You go through the fire, but it won't burn you. The water will not overwhelm you. The wind will not consume you. You'll be like a city that is set upon the hill. The storm will come, you stand. The rage will come, you will carry it, because you are having a promise over your head. If you're a parent and your children are put together, I rejoice with you. I celebrate you. I celebrate you. But be kind to the person whose child is not yet put together. Listen, a man had 7 sons. I think that was Jesse. He had 7 sons. Others were raised in the city. The last son was raised in the field. There are some children that are put together. You tell them sit down, they sit down. There are some people. I am an out-of-the-box person, but not on the extreme. I try to be on the balance. I live in the side of caution. There are people that are out of the box, extremely out of the box, and there are people that are inside the box. You tell them sit down, they sit down. Most of those people are guided by fear. They don't want to take chances. And there are other people who just want to see life. David was raised in the field. I wonder what would have been going on in the community. He's the last son of the family. He's the one that is sent to go and raise to go take care of the sheep. I wonder what the mother would have felt, because most mothers would not want their baby boy, their baby girl, their last baby out of the house. But David had to go be the shepherd. And the shepherd didn't mean he had to work 2 hours and come back. No, shepherds travel. So he stayed there. He went with food and water, and if he had finished eating them, he will have to survive. So he needed to plan, even at a young age. He needed to learn how to kill a lion and a bear. He needed to use the tools that he had, and that prepared him for the future. So if your child is that child that is raised in the city, I rejoice with you. Don't judge the person whose child is in the field, because the person whose child is in the field out there in the street, trust me, their hearts are broken. But sometimes all you can do is stand strong. So wherever you are at, release kindness to other people. And listen to me, if you're a child who is just living so outside the box and extremely outside the box, I think it's time you look things over again. It doesn't make sense putting yourself in the social media for the negative. It doesn't. If they say that is the age, give it a rethink. You will grow someday. You will look back to these things and you'll not be proud of it. Look at the efforts that your parents are putting in raising you. Look at the whole effort, and look at the noise that is happening around. Look at the pain you're creating. You were raised better. Assuming you weren't, choose to raise yourself better. We have a capacity of choice. You can choose to do right. You can choose to turn all of this around. This is not a voice of condemnation, far from it. It is a voice of balance, a voice of love, a voice of compassion. That is what Family Unboxed is about. I'm here to support you. If your children are acting wrong and you've done all, stand and be grateful. Just watch and see. Stand, watch and see the salvation. It will come. Moses was told, be still and watch. The Red Sea parted. It looked like an impossible situation, but it happened. This will pass. Just hold on. If your children are all put together, I celebrate you. You've done a great job. And you're so fortunate. You're reaping the results almost immediately. Support the next person. Remember, I'm your brother, you're my sister. Together, we will make this work. There's no foe anywhere that can pull us apart if we stand together. Remember, we're flowers of the same garden. So let's support the next person instead of judging and criticizing them. And if you're that child who is out of the box, you're in the wild, you want to see life, you don't want to care, I mean, let's do it. Let's burn down the bridges and build them again. I understand. I may not understand absolutely, but you're hurting some people. You're not influencing right. You're hurting the people that love you so much. And 10 years from today, you may look at those videos and look, the social media doesn't forget things. 10 years from now, 20 years from now, will you be proud of the things you're putting out there? Will you be able to show same to your children? Will they be proud and say, oh, mom did this, dad did that? Will they? You don't want to do things that, will hurt you and hunt you. So from me to you, I just want to plead with you and to let you know that, look, we're all in a mess. All of us. Because we're connected and interconnected. Somebody has to address it. So while other people are addressing it all hard, I'm coming to you to say, I understand. And we can all work together out of it. Make up your mind that you want to come out of it, and you will come out of it. For those of you who are pained by the actions of your loved ones, your precious little cutie babies, it will pass. It will pass. Trust me, it will pass. We will laugh over this and smile and rejoice. Glory will come again. This ash, beauty will replace it very soon. Just stay positive, speak the right word, make sure you're in the right frame of mind. You want to be alive and well when the glory comes. You don't want to be sick and down when the glory comes. This is your girl. It is Family Unboxed. Please like and subscribe on this channel, share this video, and know that you are not alone on this journey. We're in it together. Until I come your way again with another beautiful, exciting discussion, stay blessed and be good. Peace.